with us. We want to welcome all of you who are here tonight. And it's an occasion to say thank you to the American ambassador to Uganda formally. I could have picked the phone and we talk because we normally talk on phone. But I thought that it's only fair and prudent that we say it loud and clear amongst friends and colleagues that you've been very, 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 very good to the people of Uganda, to the Muslim community. And at a family level, we've had good interactions with members of my family. We thank you for everything good you've done. I also wish to warmly welcome the members of the entourage you came with. They are scattered everywhere, which is very nice. I want to warmly welcome you and thank you for having accompanied Her Excellency. When we bid farewell, I don't know how long she's still here, but whatever time it is, to thank her for a job well done, but also to assure you that the Muslim community are good people. If you have any issues, please, our lines are open. Let's talk and discuss. Let's address issues. Let's not go with the stereotypes. Whichever issue, there's none insurmountable to us. We can always handle if it is in the line of making this world a better place. As a community in Uganda, a Muslim community, we have a long history. She will tell you, going over 100 years with the American people. The last time we talked formally, she had seen a picture of one of my forefathers when I had met your former first president. She'll tell you the name. Is it Roosevelt? I wouldn't want to embarrass myself without saying the right word. That's how far we've gone. We thank the American people. They helped us, the Muslim community, in setting up the infrastructure in the education sector. They have been good with us. Personally, I went to American colleges, so you've nurtured us. So we are brothers and sisters, and we shall always cherish that one. But we want to thank all of you who have honored this invite, as we honor you, Your Excellency, and really thank you for the interactions we've had, for the cooperation and everything. We've discussed a number of issues in different perspectives: international politics, international developments, the scourge, and whatever has been going on. And it was very nice and enriching, and we believe we shall continue from there. She joins the long list of people who have headed that mission and who have had a good working relationship, from His Excellency Southwick to His Excellency Kolka, His Excellency Scott, and who else? It's a big chain. He joins the others, and we pray that this relationship continues, and we thank you very much. Lastly, protocol dictates that I introduce some of the people here for the benefit of Her Excellency to know the people is going to speak about. One is our spiritual leader, His Eminence, the Supreme Officer of Uganda, Sheikh Muhammad Galabuzi, is here with us. The Deputy Katikiro, that's Deputy Prime Minister of Mengo, Professor Dr. Twaha Kawase. We sampled so that every part of our society is well represented, but also those in the diplomatic community, rather in the business community. I think I'll start with this one who is in front of me. He's a media tycoon by local standards. He's the proprietor of NBS. I think you've heard about NBS, Mr. Kin Kalisa. Also people in government. We have the Executive Director, National Management Authority, NEMA. Please stand up. Just in case you have noise in your backyard, at least you should know who authorizes it. Also in the business community, we have those also in trade. Haji Tamale is a big businessman. But also have industrialists, like Haji Muanga is in polythene manufacturing, is in packaging. wants to pretend he's bigger than me because of size. I know our friends are here, so I thought that it's only fair that I introduce those people before I invite you to speak. Like I said, thank you for coming. Thank you coming for the big entourage. It's the closest I've come in hosting people from Capitol Hill. Thank you, we take pleasure. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Your Excellency, I invite you to give your remarks.
As we heard, this is not an evening for speeches. This is an evening for fellowship, for community. And I can see that the sun is setting, so I'm not going to stand here and deliver any long remarks. But I would just like to express my deepest appreciation to you, Prince Nakibinge, for the invitation to me and to some of my colleagues from the mission to join you during Ramadan and for Iftar. During my career, I've been privileged to serve in a number of countries where the majority of the community celebrates Ramadan. And it's always nice to come together and, as you said, to talk about the things that unite us, the things that we have in common, about self-reflection, about community, about togetherness. So, again, very appreciative to be here this evening. The nice thing about joining people also for Iftar is just to explore and experience the different traditions and cultures. For example, when I served in Jordan, after Iftar, the tradition there is people would go to the cafes and play bingo, which I was not expecting to find in Jordan, to play bingo and watch all of the musalsalat, mostly from Turkey. When I was in Kuwait, the high point, or one of the high points of the month of Ramadan was Gurguran, which is very similar to the American tradition of trick or treat, and children would go from house to house and you would give them candy. Or certainly when I was in Tunisia, after Iftar, everyone would go to the city center and just stroll along the main avenue and listen to musicians. And again, it was everyone coming out in community to celebrate the things that bind us together as a people. And I certainly appreciate the Kibuli community and all that we have done with the U.S. mission over the years. As you mentioned, when we first met, it was the height of COVID. And we were able to work together to encourage people to take it seriously, to get vaccinated. Last year, I was honored that you accepted my invitation to Iftar at my residence with others, and then I was able to spend Eid with you and your family. And I just hope that tonight just builds on those traditions and certainly builds on the 60 years of strong relations between the United States and the people of Uganda. Because out of those traditions we can do so much together, and one thing I would like to cite as an example of that is Becky Juma, who has the Shima Development, I know I'm going to get the name wrong, Shima Development Foundation. In 2016, she went to the United States, following your example, on an international visitor leadership program. And we've continued that relationship since then, and she received a grant for an interfaith dialogue that started last October, and since then she's been bringing communities together, again, to talk about how much we can achieve when we work together and when we embrace those things that we have in common instead of focusing on the areas where we may disagree. So we certainly hope that by coming together tonight that we can just continue to build those bridges that will identify more opportunities for partnership, to work together for both the Ugandan people and the American people. And since you've introduced some of your guests, if you allow me, I would just like to share with me who's here with me tonight, a small representation, as you said, from Capitol Hill, from the U.S. Embassy. I think everyone perhaps knows Shamila from the public diplomacy section, who has just been so essential in putting together some of these activities. Ellen Massey is our public affairs counselor who heads the public diplomacy section. Also with us we have Sally Sternal, who is the chief of our consular section. Dr. Vamsi Vasareddy is working in health, as we've been talking about, and so a lot of activities on some of the islands, making sure people who live there receive the life-saving treatment that they need. Nick Durr from our Regional Security Office, working closely on community policing. Major Doug Mason from our Department of Defense here. And then Jamie Durr works in our political section. And then Michael Peterson representing all of the many family members that are here supporting their family and colleagues who are working at the U.S. mission. And perhaps this is breaking protocol, but if I may, I just brought a small token of appreciation for you. You know, one of the highlights, in addition to joining you and your colleagues for events like this, has been getting out of Kampala and seeing a little bit of the country. And certainly this week, I think all of Kampala, perhaps all of Uganda, was talking about the Nakibinge and the launch of her book. So in celebration of books and literacy and the importance of education and the relationship that the United States has with the Kibuli community in education. Many, many years ago, it's so nice to see that the school that we helped build is still standing. I brought for you and your family just a book about the United States and some of our land states. So if I can present that to you, and when. And I imagine in your time in the U.S., you may have seen some that might be a nice reminder.
You want this one? You ready?
Eno ye Salam TV. Ramadan